Hello my fellow comic book readers. Welcome to my Comicology YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about Vampirella, or as we Turkish guys called Vampirella, the Crimson Chronicles Maximum comic book. It was published by Harris Comics, and this is actually a compilation of the old 60s and 70s Vampirella comics. So what we have here is actually a compilation written by many different writers and illustrated by many different talented artists. It's a black and white comic book, and because I guess they wanted to keep the same old nostalgia feeling, it's also not printed on our very standard way of glossy white paper. So it's actually printed on, like a second quality or even third quality type of paper. It's made up of small different type of stories. It doesn't have one big story arc. Instead of it has, as I just said, small stories inside. Although I cannot place this into a mainstream comic and an indie type of comic, Vampirella has been one of the very popular characters, not only in comic books but also in cosplay shows. And recently I see there has been a different type of interest again rising in her. So what we have is actually a character in the 70s, which predates a lot of these famous bad girls in the 90s. The comic book that I'm going to talk about right now, which you're seeing in the video, is quite interesting because, as I said, it's actually the illustrations and the stories are from the late 60s and early 70s. So if you used to read these sorts of comics in those days, it will leave a type of nostalgia with you. But if you're not, and you're accustomed to the new type of Vampirella comics that are coming out these days, the old ones used to gather heavily from the Lovecraftian mythology, and also more horror mythology than vampire mythology, to be honest. And it used to be a combination of all of these articles together. And Vampirella used to go around then with a character called Pendragon, and she actually had a completely different cast of characters. So it might be interesting if you want to check the early origins of Vampirella. I actually quite enjoyed it, and I believe it's a good bargain for 450 pages. Thanks for listening to me. For more reviews about comics, please subscribe to Comicology, my YouTube channel.